Hey, it's Kaitlin Phillips here. Join me today for another episode of Deal or No Deal. Today, I take you to the MLS to search for listed properties to see if we can find any leads that will be a good deal for us. First of all, what I want to do is search for some properties on the MLS that I believe might be a good lead for me to flip or wholesale. I want to look for properties in the city of Ogden, Utah. So I'm going to approach this as if maybe I don't already have a set method for finding leads from the MLS. Maybe this is kind of like a one-off search. The first thing I want to do is have an idea of what the median home price is in the area that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go to Google and type in median home price for Weber County, Utah, because the city of Ogden is in Weber County, Utah. I'm going to get some search results up. What I can see over here is that in April 2024, the median listing home price in Weber County, Utah was $520,000. But I don't want the median listing. I want the median sale price. So the median home sold price was $418,000. So that just kind of gives me an idea of where the prices are. I want to approach this today of searching for houses that potentially could be undervalued. So I'm just going to keep that value in mind of $418,000. And I'm going to search for anything that's listed right now under $300,000. because that's going to be significantly lower than the median home price. There's lots of places I could go to search for this. Today, I'm going to use redfin.com just because I know that regardless of what state we're in, that we can all access redfin.com. So that's the one I'm going to choose today, but you could go directly to the MLS for your state or use a variety of other websites. So here I'm on redfin.com and I'm going to type in Ogden, Utah for a search to buy houses. And I come up with 581 homes, so many. So I need to filter this a little bit. The first thing I want to do is go to price, and I'm going to say the maximum price is $300,000 because I just want to be looking for houses that are priced well below the median home price. I am going to make an assumption that if I search there, I'm going to find some houses that need update or repair. That may or may not be true. We're going to kind of find out as we get there. Now, one other thing I want to do is change the home type. I don't want to be looking for like townhouses necessarily. I just want single family homes. So I'm going to pick house for home type. This has decreased my number of homes that come up in my search drastically by putting in those two filters. So now I have 8 homes total that show up. And I'm just going to briefly look through some pictures. It looks like the very first house that comes up looks dated from the outside, so that might be a good one to look at. The second house looks updated, so I'm probably not interested in that one. The next few houses are hard to tell from the outside whether or not they're updated. This one for sale for $285 looks like it's probably outdated from the outside. This just kind of gives me an idea of how much is available when I just look for homes under $300,000. So let me start with this very first one that looks outdated from the outside. And I'm going to go ahead and click on it and take a look at the photos just to get an idea of whether or not this house is in need of update or repair. And I can see it's outdated on the outside with this rock siding. On the inside, it looks like it's fairly outdated as well. It could use a new paint job, new carpet. The kitchen looks outdated. So this could potentially be something that would be in need of update or repair. So I'll keep that one in mind. And then to get a little bit better idea, I'm going to go to the description of the home because sometimes they'll put something in the description about the condition or it's being sold as is or handyman special, something of that nature. So it's going to be, check out this delightful, affordable home in Ogden, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, located in a great, friendly neighborhood, close to shopping, schools, parks, and easy access to Ogden Canyon. You won't want to miss out on this one. Okay, so nothing in that description stands out to me of saying like this house needs update, this house needs repair, sellers are motivated, or anything like that. So this might not be the hottest lead that we have, but I'm going to go ahead and continue looking at it to see if this is a deal or no deal. So I can take a look at the different stats of the house. I see it's been on Redfin for 3 days. So this is a fairly new listing. Single family home, built in 1983. It was renovated in 1991. So that was quite a while ago, over 2 decades ago. It shows me the lot size. It's for sale for $248 per square foot. It's got 2 parking spaces. It has AC. It does say it has a monthly HOA fee. So if my buy box says that I don't deal with things with HOAs, then I'm going to stop looking at this one and be done with it. All right, so now that I have a potential lead, this one is not the hottest lead I've had, but I've got a potential lead. I need to find out what the ARV is on this house, the after repair value. In past videos, I've mentioned that there's a lot of ways you can go about doing this. You can do it yourself if you have the skill set, or you can reach out to a real estate agent to get the after repair value from them. We're not going to go through the process in this episode to figure out what the ARV is, but I'm going to tell you that the ARV for this particular house on a conservative side is $296,000. Okay, $296,000. Now, right away, I'm noticing this house is listed for $289,900. So their list price is very close to what I think the after repair value is. There's like no margin there according to what they're asking. That's something to keep in mind. I also know this house has only been listed for 3 days. So I don't know yet if the market, the people, the buyers are interested in this home at that particular price. It could be that it goes under contract in the next week or two at their asking price, or maybe it sits on the market for a while. What I'm going to do now that I have my ARV, 296,000, I'm going to use some math to figure out what it is that I could offer on this house. So I'm going to go over to my spreadsheet where I like to keep a list of my leads. I've put in the address of the house and some stats like 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1167 square feet, built in 1983. Lot size is 0.08 acres. Garage is 0. It's a condo style. All of this information that I put into my spreadsheet was the information that we used to get an accurate after repair value. They're asking $289,900. The ARV is $296,000. Now, I like to record where the deal came from, so I'm going to say it's from the MLS, and I found it. I want to get at least a 10% profit margin on a house like this, and I'm going to estimate that the repairs on this are $30 per square foot. I'm not putting a lot of effort right now into figuring out exactly what my repair costs are, because I just kind of want a quick number right now to see if this is a deal or no deal and decide where to go. So from the pictures, I saw that it could definitely use an update. So I know it could use like cosmetic work as well. $30 is kind of a place I like to start. I could change it, lower it to $20 a square foot if I would like, but we're going to start with $30 a square foot today just to see where we're at here. The cost to do the deal, I'm going to use 15%, and this takes into consideration how much I would spend if I were to purchase this property, like how much I would pay my title company to do their title work and to pay for the closing of the property. But it also takes into consideration things like property taxes, insurance that I would pay while I own the house, utilities on the house, the HOA fee, the interest and the points that I'm going to pay on the financing that I get to purchase this house. And then also it takes into account what I'm going to pay to sell the house on the other end. So commissions I would pay to real estate agents, other costs that I pay to the title company to actually help through the process of selling the house, as well as title insurance. If I do 10% profit margin, then it puts my profit just under $30,000, which is kind of on the low side, but we'll go for it. I said $30 per square feet for repairs, which puts me at about $35,000 for my repair costs. And we're going to spend about $44,000 on the cost to do the deal. That's what the 15% gave me in dollar amounts. So with all of these numbers in mind, I take my after repair value, which is $296, subtract my profit of almost $30,000, subtract my rehab costs of $35,000, and subtract my cost to do the deal of $44,000. It puts me just under $187,000 for my max allowable offer for this property. Now, if we go back to it, these people are asking $289,000, and I want to offer them a maximum of $186,000. This is a huge difference. That's about 66% of what they're asking is what I want to offer. Now, for me, when I see an MLS deal like this, where my offer is going to be lower than 75% of what they're asking, I choose not to put in an official written offer. I choose just to have a conversation with the listing agent. So what I would do from here is I would find out who the listing agent is. And if you're not sure who that is, you can go to realtor.com. That is a good one that lists the listing agent. There's several places you can find where it is, but let's just pop over to realtor.com really quickly and type in our address here. And it says that this particular home is presented by Steve and Tanya Anderson. And I'm just going to copy their names and go to another Google window and say phone number for Utah real estate agent Steve and Tanya Anderson, and I'll be able to find their phone number from here. I'll give them a call and I'll just have a conversation with them. And so what I'm going to say to them is something like, hey, Steve, I saw your listing on Canyon Road in Ogden. I'm interested in possibly putting in an offer. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about the house and what kind of condition it's in. He's going to tell me a little bit about the house. There wasn't a lot in the description about the condition, so I feel pretty good asking him questions about it. And I'm also going to try to listen for anything that he tells me about the sellers. What's their motivation like? What's their timeline like? I'll ask them if they've had very much interest in the house yet to kind of gauge if I think they're going to be able to sell it for what they're asking for, or if it will sell quickly. So when I gather some information like this from the real estate agent, then I'll just say something like, do you think the sellers would entertain an offer below $250,000? And he'll likely say no, and that's fine. In that case, I will just keep this on my spreadsheet. I'll make a note that the listing agent said there weren't interested in entertaining offers under $250,000, and then I'll come back to this property in 3 to 4 weeks and see if it's still listed on the market. If it's still listed on the market, I'll reach out to that agent again and have another conversation and find out if the motivation has changed or if those sellers would be interested in entertaining a lower offer. I don't necessarily like to start out by saying, oh, I want to offer you $186,000, because that's going to give them a little bit of a shock because it's so much lower. But I just kind of want to gauge their willingness to entertain something lower. So for this one, I would say no deal, but I'm going to continue following up on it and see what happens. Does it sell? If it sells, that's fine. I'm going to mark it as a dead lead, and I'm going to stop following up on it after it gets sold. If it doesn't sell within 3 to 4 weeks, I continue my follow-up with that agent and see what we can do. Thank you for listening in as we looked at an MLS deal. In the future, when I look at these MLS deals, I'm probably going to change up my search criteria just a little bit because I wasn't really pleased with my results from this MLS search. So maybe next time I want to look at something like how long have they been listed on the market? So days on market. Maybe I want to look at stuff that's been sitting on the market for a long time and hasn't sold yet. That could be one tactic. I could also look at things that have something in their description that could indicate that they need update or repair. Words like sold as is or handyman special, seller motivated, those sorts of keywords. So next time I come back to the MLS, I'm going to tweak how I'm searching a little bit to try to find a little bit more fruitful leads than we found today. So thank you for joining me today for Deal or No Deal, and please go out and make some offers.